Hi everyone, how's it going? Here's a run through for your assignment number 2, the case study knowledge transfer project. So with this, the main objective, which is related to the previous content of knowledge transfer, is taking some idea, some information that you've learned and transferring it to a group with the expectation they're going to turn it into action. Okay. So you'll end up being able to pick from a wide variety of case studies that you can keep the exact scenario, modify it a little bit, but really you can pick from anything, any topic that we've covered in class, and then email me or chat to me and see if it's a good topic that you can do. You just want to have a very well-defined scenario that you're going to be trying to transfer knowledge in. So once you have your groups, what you're going to do is pick your scenario and then pick the medium or the method that you want to use to transfer your message or transfer your knowledge in. So the goal with that is you want to make sure that those align. So that your target population that you're trying to communicate or convey this important information to should be aligned, and that's a big part of the project itself. Okay, once you have that determined, you're going to go research your project and find as much information as you can, figure out what the most important crucial aspects are, and then on top of that, you're going to decide what is most actionable for this target population. A lot of the time there's content and ideas out there about how to help people out, say with their health or well-being, but the capacity for that target population to take that information and do something actionable with it isn't always aligned. So that's a big component. Once you have your research, just recall you're going to need at least 5 academically peer-reviewed articles or bits of information, textbooks, for example, to be able to utilize within your project. Okay. When you're speaking about that information, so for example, maybe you pick a medium that's video. Okay, so you're doing either TikTok videos or a skit or something, and in order to cite the information that you've used, so that I and your listeners know came from a credible, research-backed source, is you just verbally say it. A study by Smith and al., in 2018 showed that people built more bone when they took vitamin D supplementation. Okay, so you can just say it verbally, but you'll also need a reference sheet to be handed in electronically as well. Okay, but just while you're doing in-project citations verbally. Written, follow APA formatting. Okay. So I didn't exactly state it yet. It was kind of this point here, but the goal with this knowledge transfer project is you can get really creative and use any platform, any medium at your disposal that you think will best target and deliver your message. So that can be a podcast, that can be a video recording. I mentioned like TikTok video series, not just one, but a whole series of videos. You have lots of options available to you, okay? Whatever you and your group decide would be best to deliver the message, okay? The in-class presentation part of this project now might look different depending on which of those mediums you choose. So you can spend up to 20 minutes presenting, and if you have a video or an audio presentation, I would probably suggest that you embed it in a slide deck, because there's certain requirements that you need to do, and having a bit of a turn to kind of notes available to you while you're giving your presentation should be helpful. So let's use 2 examples. One will be a video and the other will be a brochure, like a pamphlet that you would find at a clinic, okay? So if you had a brochure, you would still need to have some part of your presentation where you go to the front of the class, you introduce your case scenario, why you picked the medium you did, why you think it's best for this target population, and why you think that that's going to help them turn this information into action, but also what your expectation is. How much of this target population would you expect to actually go out and do the thing you're trying to get them to do based off the information you're providing, okay? The knowledge transfer in this case, if it's a brochure, would be sharing the brochure and pamphlet. You can have a few to hand out in class or show on your slide deck. And then you're, in conclusion, going to summarize with at least 3, at most 5 points that are the most important parts of your information you're trying to convey. Okay? This is a really big part of knowledge transfer, is taking a lot of information and boiling it down to a few take-home messages. Okay? What's really important about those 3 to 5 points as well is those are the points that will be posted and drawn from to add to Quiz 4 content. Okay, so your presentations are going to be examinable for the class. Okay. The last part is a question period. You're going to be open to receiving questions and contents and content clarification. Again, as this information is going to be examined, going to be on the quiz, your peers are probably going to want to make sure they really understand the messages that you're trying to deliver, okay? Okay, so that would be for a brochure. How would it be different? What would be different if we were going through this presentation and it was a video or a series of videos, short videos? You'd still have your slide deck probably, although you can verbally just say this if you feel comfortable, making sure you hit all the points necessary. You're going to go through your introduction again, same thing. But for the knowledge transfer part, you could just embed your video or video series within the slide deck and play it from there, okay? If you had a podcast, you could play it and sit at the front and wait till it's done playing, okay? So again, I'll be kind of sandwiched in the middle of this slide deck presentation. You'll then do your concluding 3 to 5 points and answer questions. Okay. So that's a couple of examples. How is the grade breakdown going to happen? Well, you have a project scenario. You got to be very clear about what that is, and also very clear and evidence-backed why and how do you believe this medium is going to make a change, and how much, what a reasonable goal of actionable change is going to be, okay, based off the population you're working with. What will that look like? You're going to have your knowledge transfer component. So half is going to be the content. Is it evidence-based? Are you communicating correct information? Are the concepts explored at a depth enough that's reasonable for the target population, as well as the class? Then the medium, did you pick a good platform to convey the message to the target population? And is it done at a quality enough that would be acceptable to the target population? If your target population's an adult population or people our age-ish, then would we look at this material and accept it because it looks like it was done professionally from a credible source, or does it look like something that maybe someone's kids did for a project, like young children, right? You want it to look professional. Okay, so pick a medium accordingly. The summary, again, is it 3 to 5 of the main evidence-based knowledge points? Okay, so does it make sense, and is it clear? Is it supported by research? Is it factual? Okay. Last but not least, the overall assignment, just did you follow instructions? Did you get all the requirements in your presentation? And that's pretty straightforward. Okay, so when is it due and what are you handing in to me? Great point to cover. Projects are due before midnight on the day that you're presenting, okay? So in order to sign up and figure out when you're presenting, you're going to click on the link here. It will take you to this sign up sheet. That looks something like that. You're going to, wherever there's an open space, leave a comment. So you do that by inserting a comment, okay? And you'll say group 1, comment, and just leave it there. Don't do anything else. You should see that little orange corner. You can hover and see that it's there. You're writing your topic. I have editing capacity. You gotta go cool topic and comment. Okay, so now I'll go back in after, copy that, paste it in, and if it's shown like this, that means you're good to go. Okay, all right. Great, so that's sign up. Once you're there, you'll have claimed your topic, so no other groups in your section will be able to do it. And when you go to submit on the day of, you're going to include some sort of electronic version of what you had. So again, if it's a slide deck, you're going to include that. If it's just a video, you can include that. But you'll also want to submit a secondary piece of information that is your reference list, regardless of your submission, okay? If you have a slide deck, you can put the references at the back of that. That's fine, okay? Great. So that's it. Have fun with this. Feel free to get a little creative and find a topic that you and your group is passionate about. Okay. Cheers. Enjoy.